You know how to really embarrass your girlfriend during sex? Call her. Whew, that went over a few heads. Stirring the coffee with the triple vortex method with one regular chopstick, one giant chopstick of truth, and one K-bar tactical chopstick. Using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, triple bastard, dark roast, in a Waffle House coffee mug. The link for the triple bastard down below. Best coffee I've had in a long time. Nice. You know what's funny? Men are happy with a one-room cabin, a wood stove, basic furnishings, a truck, a bookshelf, a dog. Add a woman to the mix, and all of a sudden we're talking multiple bedrooms, bathrooms, a pool, a safe car, walk-in closets, dinner parties. The shit that we do because we think that we have to make a woman happy. Gentlemen, it can't be done. You can't make a woman happy. If I say it, I'm sexist. If a woman says it, everyone's like, she's so brave. You know what? She has to be in charge of her own happiness. That's a tough order to fill, man. Do you like someone again? Sure. Do you enjoy someone's company again? Can you do that? Sure. Can you love again? Hell no. Always have the eject button in sight. This is how men have gotten. Society has trained men to act this way, to think this way. You get to the point where you would lay down your life for someone, and that very someone betrays you. You sacrifice, you work for the dream. We do that because we're wired to do that. So in the future, you just end up modifying your behavior. You always have one foot out the door and one hand on the emergency brake. I would say about 80% of the men that I work with are like that. And I can't blame them. I can't, in good conscience, encourage a guy to run back into a burning house. Doesn't sound very clinical, does it? But it does save a guy's life. Men release and recharge with intimacy.
Great ass!
But they will never, ever admit that. I am from the old school pickup world where we didn't talk about things. We didn't, quote unquote, kiss and tell. And the reality is, so many of us are just basically addicted to intimacy. It's not sex, it's not horniness, it's not perversion. There is a hunger for intimacy. The more you have, the more you want. The less you have, then time can just go by. This is how people in religious orders can do it. For years and even decades and a lifetime, it goes away. That's how I know I'm not called to a religious order. Here's a trippy thing. This is a mushroom. It's called an earth star. Did you ever see an earth star before? Pretty freaky, right? Looks like if you touch it, like an alien's going to come out and attach itself to your face. What would you do if you saw that in the woods while you were mushroom hunting? Well, the doctor said that sex can cause a heart attack in people my age. Not much I can do. If she dies, she dies. You may have heard me say this before, but Barry Gibb from the band The Bee Gees was talking about the first time he did his vocals in that classic Bee Gees falsetto, that high voice that he does, and the fans went wild. First time he did that was on the song Nights on Broadway. After decades of standard singing, he risked, and they completely reinvented their sound. And their second career started. That's pretty cool. So what is the lesson to be learned? Risk. Do you need to take a risk? Do you need a risk coach? Change comes from reinventing and risking. Comfort is a killer. Everything that you want is outside your comfort zone. Here is a chapter in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, and it's titled The Way of Love. It's from St. Paul's letter to the believers in Corinth. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have prophetic powers, and I understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but I don't have love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver my body to be burned, but I don't have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when the perfect comes, the partial will pass away. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I have been fully known. So now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love. A couple things stand out in that. First thing is the template for love. Replace the word love with your own name. Bruno is patient. Bruno is kind. Yikes. There's your template. That's an indicator of how you show up in a relationship of any type, marriage, dating, anything. And what it does, it's showing us how much we fall short and how much we need to do the work. I know I fail every single time, but it is a magnificent thing to aspire to and to challenge us. High virtue always trumps high value, always. High value as it's talked about today. The second thing that really gets me is it's time to put away childish ways and become an adult. It's time to grow up. Men and women, it's time to grow up. Put away the childish ways. It's funny to see an adult thinking like an impulsive child. That's why you need to put away the childish ways. When you were a child, you thought like a child. But when you became an adult, you put away childish ways. I have just met one woman after another who is nothing but a child, who has refused to put away childish ways. Sure, they go to work every day. Sure, they put on makeup. Sure, they look like an adult on the outside. Maybe one of the reasons why men and women are good for each other is that they help each other put away childish ways and challenge one another. And how do you challenge one another? Through love. That's why I said put your name in there. Bruno is patient. Bruno is kind, whatever your name is. Love is what transforms people. Loving people. Love is what will transform you. Just a reminder that you are one mouse click away from being replaced. Relationships start fast. Relationships end fast. Therein lies the problem. People's hearts can't move nearly as fast as mouse clicks. Which leads me to say that, bro, if hurting you did not hurt her, she never loved you, no matter what she said. Email me if you need to. Beware of the woman who gave it away for free for most of her life, but now wants to do the right thing for God and charge you full price for it. Only a handful of guys are going to understand this. She can change her mind like the wind. But the one thing that she is fearful of is the guy who is onto her. Keep your eyes open, fellas. This is why I said many years ago, it's better to understand a woman than it is to love her. I gave a quiz probably 6-7 years ago. I said, what is better, to understand a woman or to love her? And 80% of the respondents got it wrong. Love, love, love. You can only love a woman if you understand her. Otherwise, you will be scratching your damn head for the rest of your life. To understand a woman is to be able to love her.
Perfect.
Did you see my video with Deborah? My comment is this. When I look at that, when I was editing that video, and I looked at it, basically took a 3-hour video and brought it down to about 30 minutes. That was the video that I published yesterday. Helping each other just breeze through life. Do you make each other smile and laugh? Do you bring joy into each other's lives? If you do, don't lose that. Whether it be a friend or a lover, be a source of levity, comfort, stress release, and be a safe landing strip for them when life is a storm. Sounds like a damn Hallmark card, doesn't it? But that's reality. I am getting 2 to 3 pounds of castagna, chestnuts, every single day for about the next month, 4 to 6 weeks. I'm getting a lot lately, an awful lot. First picking was about 3 pounds. Second was about 3 pounds. I'm getting 2 to 3 pounds a day. It'll eventually decrease until I don't find any at all. But I am having a ball. This is like my favorite time of year for foraging. It's a great time to pick chestnuts, forage for mushrooms, herbs, berries, various roots. Whenever I look at a field, you know what I see? I see food and a pharmacy. The dude on Twitter who calls himself Life Math Money, I'm on his email list. And he says in his email, why you should only marry virgins. I hope this email list is going out to like 14-year-olds. Marrying a virgin means, and he gives a bunch of reasons, a much lower chance of divorce. 2, much less emotional baggage and damage. 3, no STDs. 4, less westernized. 5, better morals and self-control. 6, more religious of a woman. 7, less likely to cheat. 8, a stronger bond with you because women lose their bonding capacity as they rack up partners. 9, past behavior is a predictor of future behavior. My response to that is needle, meat, haystack. Whew, that went right over a few heads. How realistic is this if you're not 14? Just a reminder that, for the most part, nobody gives a shit about men who kill themselves. My best friend of over 40 years took his life 2.5 years ago. No warning signs at all. None whatsoever. We were texting, going out, doing stuff. It hit me pretty damn hard. One thing I know to be true, he was tired of rejection. He had enough. He had it up to here. And just made a clear decision to take his life. Do you want your woman to wear dresses more? Believe me, it does make a huge difference. You'll be pleasantly pleased and she will be very comfortable. This is what I want you to do. Encourage her to get a silk dress or buy one for her. Just do it. You can get a lot of modest silk dresses. A black one is great. Going down to about mid-thigh or just above the knee is nice. Or a red one, or one that is majority red. And then shoes, she'll have to pick those out. That's not something that you can buy for her. But start with the dress. Ask her to wear her hair up, then get reservations at Fleming's Steakhouse on Tomahawk Tuesday. Thank me later. And just a reminder that only the beloved wife or wife-to-be goes to a steakhouse. Girlfriends, they go to Waffle House. Nothing wrong with Waffle House at all. Lesson, stop spending a ton of money on mere girlfriends. If you have to get a woman with wealth and money, that's a very hard thing to sustain. But remember, there's privileges that come with being a beloved wife. Stop treating girlfriends like a wife. Prostitute goes up to a guy's car and says, I'll do anything for $500. He said, okay, paint my house. Prostitute goes up to a guy's car and says, I'll do anything. He says, how much to let me win an argument?
Perfect.
A big high five to those that have been through a breakup or divorce this year. It's never easy, no matter who you are or what the situation. It never makes sense, ever. Don't try to look for the logic in it. If you went through a divorce or a breakup, you are a logical man. She is an emotional creature. Don't try to explain away emotional things with logic. Drive yourself crazy. It doesn't make sense. Hang in there. Make a new normal, as hard as that seems. And when in doubt, do nothing. Don't try to fix what she broke. Let the dust settle a little bit. You will make it, my brother. You will make it. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.
We start with head in the morning, every fucking morning. This is not too much. I know you can do it.